that. So I'm going to talk you through revolutionizing marketing through franchising as a proven route to scale. And so just on this section, I'm just going to use a bit of a process that I went through at the IFS, and it's thinking about different hats that you wear within a business. So we use this bit of a fun analogy of our Activ cowboy hats, which we always give out at events, we use in talks, which are a bit of fun, brand awareness, but also we can use them to talk about important messages within our talks that we do. And so that's our lovely ChatGPT generated image, which was a bit of a trend a few weeks ago, whereby the cowboy hat is someone on a beach. It serves the purpose. That hat is right for that situation. Now, if you move forward to a snowy day, and then you are wearing the cowboy hat, that same hat, it's not really suitable for the situation you're in. You might wish you had a woolly beanie on your head instead. And then going forward to a black tie event, it's really not appropriate. Hence our not very happy looking person there. And, the hat isn't really fit for purpose in that situation. Another scenario is maybe the school run, whether you're a parent, grandparent, whatever it might be. And, a windy day, the hat is going to blow away. It's not really fit for purpose. And so this helps kind of demonstrate the point of life as a solo entrepreneur. As a solo entrepreneur, you do have to wear all the hats. You wear the admin, the marketing, service fulfillment, operations, everything that may or may not be in your skill set falls with you. You've got no choice but to do it. Your income depends on it. Your reputation depends on it. Doing a good job. You've obviously got goals and ambitions for your business. You don't want to fail, but you have to keep doing all of these things all of the time to be profitable within your business and to succeed. And, you may not have all of the skills for all of the different things that you need to do within your business as a solo entrepreneur. So just as a quick intro, I know there's a couple of names I recognize there, but there's a couple of people that I don't recognize. So just as a quick intro to me, I'm just going to scoop through this. So I'm Katie Bullen. I'm the CEO and franchisor of Activ Marketing. And so we are a marketing agency franchise. I am a former corporate marketing manager. I worked within a global healthcare organization, managing huge marketing budgets across varying sectors. Won multiple awards for marketing and for franchising over the years. I really am passionate about empowering entrepreneurs and working with our clients, but also our franchisees to, really help them grow a business that they want for themselves and for their life. I am the marketing columnist for the BFA magazine, which is the British Franchise Association. I'm the chair for the Wales Region EWIF group, which is encouraging women into franchising. And I'm an awards judge for the UK Startup Awards and the EWIF Awards. And as a business, we get ongoing media features, etc., for the work that we're doing in kind of promoting franchising within the marketing space, and vice versa. So as a quick intro to my journey, so from 2014, when I left corporate, I come from a family of self-employed entrepreneurs. It was always kind of what I thought I would end up doing and what I always wanted to do. After doing a business degree, ended up working in marketing. So there was always lots of different ideas about how that self-employment would look. So when I had my first baby at 29, I didn't want to travel anymore. I couldn't really, even if I'd wanted to. And I didn't want to stay in that corporate grind. I remember not wanting to make that decision between, staying at home with an ill child, for example, or having to let people down in work. It was just something I didn't want to split myself up over. So I set up as a self-employed marketer. in my spare bedroom. Marketing was what I knew, and that was where I gained traction and clients pretty quickly, because of my network and because of the way I approach things. But yeah, I really did struggle solo. It was having to wear all those hats, which really sticks with me when I look back. And I looked at lots of different options, but eventually found Activ, and I joined as a franchisee in 2014. And I ran my Cardiff territory for 6 years, very successfully, mostly working part-time, because I had 2 other babies along the way. And I built up a client base of around 50 clients in that time. The clients ranged from smaller website clients through to actual retainer clients that I was effectively their plug-in team. And then in 2021, the opportunity came along to buy out the franchisor of Activ, and I took over the whole UK and Ireland network of the business to become franchisor in 2021. So yeah, going from my 50 clients to 1,000 clients overnight. And we've really worked very hard to scale Activ to be the full service model that it is today. So the franchising as a solution for me at that time was very much driven by flexibility. For me, it was my family. I also had an ADHD diagnosis last year at the age of 39, which really made me understand how, the self-employment route for me, with the variety, the flexibility, it just has always worked. That's my story. The drive for a franchising solution for someone else is going to be different. But I wanted the challenge that each day brought. And, I knew that I had the potential to make this money for myself rather than someone else. And I knew that with the support around me, franchising meant that I could, ultimately make more money without having to employ a team or without having to do everything myself. So just a little bit about franchising as a whole. The UK franchise industry contributes £19.1 billion to the UK economy. There are around 1,000 franchise systems in the UK, which is up 8% since 2018. 93% of franchisees report profitability, and the average turnover per franchise unit in the UK is found to be £400,000. Less than 1% of franchises fail due to commercial reasons, and over 710 people are employed in franchising in the UK. Now, all these stats come from the BFA research, which was released in November last year. And it's really important work that they do, understanding the impact of the industry and, how great it is really for, people looking to work on a self-employed basis. That commercial failure rate is much, more attractive than solo startups, which I'll have a look at after here actually. So the franchise success rate over solo startup success rate. So 93% of franchise businesses report profitability, and only 0.5% of franchises fail each year. In comparison to the solo startup success rate, 50% of independent startups fail within the first 5 years, and around 20% fail in the first year alone. So franchising as a route to scale, with us, with other types of franchises out there, anything from McDonald's to, the music baby classes, and lots of varying franchises out there. But franchising gives a proven business model. You have to run pilot territories. You have to, submit accounts to the BFA if you're BFA accredited. You have to prove that this business model works. You are also joining a business that has got brand recognition, brand awareness, and all these kind of things that come with a longer established business than a startup. Any good franchise will offer ongoing training and support. You become part of, a network where you get peer-to-peer support. And the marketing that's been put out into the marketplace is tried and tested. It's growing over time with a bigger team behind you rather than just what you can do on your own. Franchising offers a faster route to profitability. You benefit from supplier relationships, systems in place that are very time costly and financially. There's financial implications to developing systems and all these kinds of things for a business. So, you are going down a route which gives you less risk and more resilience from day one. So it's about wearing the hat that's right for you, going back to our hat analogy at the beginning. So that's Lou Eddy, one of our franchisees. She actually celebrated her first anniversary last week of being with us. And yeah, she's slotted into the business, and she uses the team to mold around her to do the things that she either can't do, doesn't want to do, doesn't have the time to do. And it means that, she's got that full rounded approach and she's wearing the hat that's right for her. So just to talk a little bit more about marketing, active marketing, sorry. So a franchise to revolutionize freelance marketing. So if we look at the marketing consultancy opportunity, in the UK, there are 60,000 self-employed marketing consultants. There is a growing amount of marketing consultants in the UK because, as you see there, there's 8 to 10% annual growth in digital marketing. Every business needs marketing support. And that's only going to get greater as competition grows, businesses are growing, and it's not a dying industry by any means. There's a growth industry. 99% of UK businesses are SMEs, just looking at the type of businesses in the UK. And of these SMEs, 70% outsource part of their marketing at least, if not all. Many businesses don't have dedicated marketing teams. They may have salespeople that slot in to support on marketing. They may have, admin, office management type people that are supported in. But, 70% are outsourcing to specific professionals for strategy and other things. For marketing consultants, the average hourly rate across the UK was found to be between £50 and £150 an hour. And top consultants, solo marketing consultants, are seen to earn around £60,000 a year. So if you did ever want to explore Activ in more detail, our earning potential revenue figures are much greater, which is all proven from existing franchisees and backed up by analysis from the BFA. So yeah, we give our consultants the capability to earn much more. So what do businesses think of marketing consultants? And now when you look at the demand and how businesses need it, these findings here, which are from research, businesses think marketing consultants are sometimes inconsistent, unreliable, they lack the full skill set. So, people want to have one person. Agencies, larger agencies they go to, it's a bit more of a transactional relationship, whereas marketing consultants specifically, are someone that really understands the business, goes in, becomes part of the team. But unfortunately, with one person in place, it can mean that they lack the full skill set. So what businesses were found to actually want was they want really good quality, they want joined up marketing. It's all, we see it, people come and they say, oh, I need a new website, or I need someone to run my social media. And actually, the client doesn't always know what they want straight off. And it's the job of a good marketing consultant to understand what the demands and what the pain points of the business are. And they want someone that feels like part of their team, and that they can work with ongoing. But obviously, if they've got someone that, is identifying opportunity for them or needs or pain points, but they don't have the skill set to fulfill, then that's the point where they have to bring other people in, which again means that there's a kind of inconsistency in approach. So the landscape for marketing consultants with businesses in the UK, 75% of businesses prefer one trusted marketing partner. Managing that relationship with them can take time. They want to get to a point, as we do with lots of our clients, that, over time, the feedback process is much more refined than it is initially. You get to really understand tone of voice and all these kind of things. And working with one trusted marketing partner for businesses means that it just takes the hassle out of it for them. So even though 75% of businesses prefer one trusted marketing partner, 30% of freelancers struggle to retain clients. And often I see it when I'm talking to people or when franchisees come in, is that they're wearing too many hats. They don't want to go and refer their clients to somebody else because, that person may end up taking other work away from them, or the freelancer tries to bring in other freelancers to satisfy service delivery. They end up being project management in the middle and actually probably not making very much money out of it, becoming very busy and not very profitable. There's also less control of the output from a freelancer. And so, client retention, when you are trying to wear all the hats, can be really difficult. And so at Activ, franchisees wear the right hat for them. They're backed by our full agency team and the leadership team to deliver what they either can't or don't want to do. And what I should say here is that, with a business preferring one trusted marketing partner, the beauty of what we do is that, locally, the Activ franchisee, the consultant, becomes that one trusted partner that has the team behind them who, don't even need to have contact with the client, or we can do, depending on how you want that relationship to work. So I've kind of touched on it slightly, but why freelancers hit a wall and how Activ solves it. That's a photo of myself and some of our team at the Great British Entrepreneur Awards last year, just to note what that is rather than a random night out. So a problem for freelancers is they have limited billable hours. There's 5 days in a week, and there's all the other things you've got to do apart from billable work. So often people are hitting burnout. They're outsourcing to other people, as I said, which means they lose control. So with Activ, you can tap into the trusted team. You know what your profit margins are going to be. You know what the pricing should be. And you maintain control by working through our processes with our customer success team and delivering what the client wants so that supports client retention. Another problem is that pricing and contracts can feel overwhelming. It is, when you're starting a business and you're on your own, that's where I was initially, is that you don't have pricing templates, you don't have proposal structures, you don't have case studies, you don't have, you often don't even know what to price, and you end up probably undervaluing your time in the interest of growing clients, which is false economy. So with Activ, we have all the proven templates, the training and support for pricing, pitching, digital contracts for clients to sign, which are legally approved, all these kind of things in our back office, which mean you are not spending the time and money on getting all of these things in place. So another problem is juggling all of the different hats. So from doing the actual billable work, following up on your business, doing the sales, doing your admin, doing your marketing, all of these things may mean that you are deviating from focusing on the things that are actually bringing the revenue in. And so the solution with Activ is that it is a business in a box model. So the systems are there, the support's there, the community space is there to talk through problems and queries, and it gives you the headspace to be able to really understand how it is that you need to operate within your business to achieve your goals, whatever they are. We had our annual franchise forum in our offices last week, which was a great day. And there's an update on our website about it with a video from the day if you wanted to look into it. But it was a really good time to share the strategy for this coming year. And we had a session on improving outcomes for clients that we had someone run. We talked through AI and how that is being brought into the business in the coming months. And all of these things, it was a day where franchisees had headspace to look at what they wanted to be doing, headspace to look at what they should be doing, and also to see where the support is coming from the head office team. And so just a little bit more detail about Activ. if you haven't looked into it. I know a couple of people on here, as I said, I've already spoken to, but just as a snapshot. So we offer structured onboarding and the business processes, customized marketing training to learn how to grow your client base, but also to upskill on marketing. You've got access to our expert delivery support team. So whether that's outsourcing, delegating work to us and we never speak to your clients, or whether it's a more complex strategic client that maybe you don't feel comfortable doing on your own, our team can come and even be involved in a client pitch meeting, developing of proposals, all of that kind of thing. You know, it means that you're in a position where you never really, you can say yes basically to any project that comes your way, and it's about pulling in the right people from the team to support and you know, grow that client base with you. So you have ongoing tech, admin, marketing and back office in a box, which is growing and being developed all the time. You know, even for marketing, we were talking last week about the development. So we're rolling out, in addition to our marketing plans that we give franchisees to every month to execute in their territories, we're going to be rolling out a new CRM system, lead tracking and done for you funnels for developing and nurturing clients. So you are joining a community of like-minded professionals. Everyone is really supportive. It's last week just highlighted again to me how, you know, the vibe is so lovely and everyone is so supportive. And, you know, my job is about bringing the right people in and having people who contribute to the network and, you know, also give support back to other people, because, you know, all of those conversations that we have between each other, we're all learning, improving and continually growing the business together. So yeah, as I said, so there's 150 plus fixed price services that you can sell into your clients profitably. And yeah, you'd be backed by a brand with vision and momentum. You know, our marketing plan for this year and our business plan is ambitious, but it's exciting and there's lots of opportunity coming our way. And so the consistency that Activ gives means there's high conversions within your business, better retention of clients, you know, and the way our models work is that we support you to grow reoccurring revenue within your business. So there is that long-term revenue stability. You're not waiting for project payments for all of your income. It's about building up that residual income and having your project income to be filling up your pipeline of ongoing clients, and it's the additional fees that are kind of like bonus revenue. So yeah, we work through cash flow forecasts with you and help you understand, you know, looking at your revenue goals, what kind of clients you need to close in what time frame. We are very committed to training. Last year was a big year for development of training within Activ. So we invested heavily in professionally filmed training content. So all of our training content as part of our accelerator program is delivered via our learning management system, comes with a workbook, any supporting documents that go into your done for you funnels for your clients so that you can learn about the session within the training, complete the workbook to solidify your experience. And then the marketing plan will follow this theme as to topics you could be promoting to your audience to bring new clients in those areas. It's a way of showing clients that you are trained and that you can showcase the training that you've been through to, you know, as proof of your skill set. We also have live Q&A webinars twice a month, whereby we have open sessions with franchisees that they come along and talk about any queries from the training, any sticking points with clients. They're a really open, supportive, collaborative session. I run one every month, and then Tom, our head of tech, he runs another one. So mine tends to be more marketing led, and Tom's tend to be more tech led on SEO, website features, all those kinds of things. We also have a ticket system whereby you would communicate with our team for any ongoing queries. So it's not like those webinars are the only time where you can talk to the team. Everyone is available through all of our different channels, which you get access to. We're also launching a new community platform on the 1st of June. We've had a forum historically, which is linked to all our resources, but we've recently invested in a new community platform, which is a more user-friendly option to integrate everything in one place. So that's an improvement that we'll be rolling out soon, which we launched to our franchisees last week. This is just a couple of franchisees, just to give a snapshot of two varying franchisees. So Lisa, she's been with us 50, I think it's actually 16 years. She joined us, she's North Essex territory. She had no previous marketing experience, but she's really good at networking. So she, has a huge client base, and she delegates most of the work for her clients to the head office team. She does best at bringing new business in, giving them excellent customer service. She retains clients. Some of her clients, she's had since day one. So she's had 15 years. And they stay with her because she is really good at giving them such an excellent service. And she doesn't do much of the actual work herself because the team around her do it. So that works for her. Other people work it completely differently, the ones that have been with us longer, whereby they don't really delegate much work to us. They use us for all the training and support, and they do most of the work themselves. So it's really a model that molds around the person, and that's something I've always been really passionate about maintaining. Sian then, as one of our newest, was 4 months ago. She was a strategic marketer. She's got young children, so she's been working part-time as a consultant, as I was really 10, 11, 12 years ago, whatever it was. And she was getting clients come to her asking for XYZ, and she just didn't have the capacity, but it meant she was losing out on income because she had to say no to these clients. She did in some ways go down the route of bringing in other freelancers, but she just got to the point she wasn't making any money from it. And so she joined us to be able to delegate any overflow work to the team. So where she's got the capacity, she does it herself, but on the projects where they're either maybe something she's not got the experience in, or she's just not got the time, she delegates to the team. I won't go into detail of this slide because I'm just conscious of time. I'm going over. So there's 3 models. This is a snapshot from our brochure. But in essence, there's the location model was our original model back from 2008. And a lot of our franchisees on those, they have limited marketing experience. They have certain skill sets or passions for it, but they don't have an established background within marketing. And so we work to kind of train them from the ground up, so to speak, launch their local business and support the growth there. The second one we launched last year, and we just signed a new one of these last week who joined us, James Gentle, who he'll be announced soon. But yeah, this is more for people who have got a marketing background, or they've got certain experience in certain areas of marketing, but they don't want to lose themselves in the brand. They don't want to be location specifics. They don't want to trade in one area. They may be based somewhere, but they want to open up to a specific industry that they may be part of. That is a great model because you've still got the Activ brand behind you, but you are effectively building your personal brand as well. Then the third one is a much lighter touch model, which is for existing freelance businesses with their own brand, who don't need much training or support. They get access to one-to-many training, but ultimately it's about having the team behind them to delegate overflow effectively. So if you were to start your journey with Activ, just as a snapshot, of what kind of happens in the first instance. So there's a supported launch plan with the head office team. There's an in-person induction for the Activ branded models at our Cardiff office. And then for the location, you get 8 one-to-one sessions with me. The topics are driven by you. Consultant, I think there's just 4 one-to-one sessions with me, because obviously these are people who potentially have a bit more experience. You also get support sessions with the head office delivery team. So James, our customer success manager, Tom, our head of tech, Richard, tech support manager, on our internal systems, proposals, just getting that client footfall from day one. You also then get kind of accelerated access to the initial training videos so that you hit the ground running. So things like networking, service specific sales videos, giving you the ability to talk on all these different services that we have available. It's about looking at nailing your niche and then upskilling in your weaker areas. And that's where, that initial training, the induction and the one-to-one sessions with me, we can really refine what your story is, what you want to be all about, what kind of clients you want to work with, and the best way to go in and penetrate to build a client base from day one. And so we also provide done for you funnels, lead tracking systems, CRM, so that you can be robust from day one. So yeah, it is your journey, but it is also ours. We see it as a very collaborative approach. It is very much, day one is not just launch, off you go, take the manual and be gone. It's about working together to make sure that, every step of the way we are working together to grow your business, which ultimately grows the head office team as well. So it's a collaborative approach. So in summary, regardless of the type of business you dream of running or growing, franchising is known to be a proven route to scale. The research speaks for itself. And B2B franchises are now more popular than ever. In the current economic climate, a clearer route to self-employed success is very welcomed. For marketers, the demand is huge. There is enough business to go around many times, and the opportunity is huge for the right people that, that really have the backup, have the knowledge, approach things correctly, and build that trust with clients. And we can help you do all of that. So taking a structured route to marketing will accelerate your path to success, ultimately. So that's one of our new images that was taken last week at our franchise forum on the right there. So if you'd like to connect, we can have a one-to-one call. So you can scan the QR code there, and that will take you to be able to book a slot in my diary. We've also been discussing recently, further to feedback at the International Franchise Show, the in-person discovery sessions are what people wanted, and we've had a few requests to book these in over the coming 6 weeks. So if anyone did want an in-person discovery session, you can reach out to James if you've already been in contact with him, or you can drop us a contact form on the website, and we will be able to book that in. So we are based in Cardiff City Centre. We're 5 to 10 minute walk from Cardiff Central Station, so we are really accessible. And that's it for today. I'm just going to stop sharing to see if there are any questions in and this is where my techie skills of working the webinar platform aren't great. Now, has anyone, I can't actually see anyone's put any questions in there. If anyone has any questions, I can still see that I've got 5 people with me. If you are with me and you'd like questions, please drop them in now. If not, I hope that hasn't been too much of a whistle-stop tour. I'm conscious of time, so I was powering on through it. But yeah, reach out if you would like to talk outside of this, and I hope that's been useful. Have a lovely Friday.